interesting about the human rights because most of the people are owning their right. You know, they want to protect their own rights. They want to you know, when like government, if the government do something bad to the people are against. They want this, they want that. Okay, right. So I'm thinking about like that, but I also have the plan to go to the club where I can film the event that they talk about this. Yeah, they talk about human rights or some of the I mean some of that topic, some specific topic that will talk that this place will open for people to come and then let's show their thought, you know. But because of the COVID, the club is not open yet. The Chiang Mai said that the clubs can only reopen now if they have food, like if they register as this restaurant, at this restaurant. So this club that I went is not the food restaurant. It's more like a drink and bar. So they cannot allow to open last week. So I find another idea that, okay, maybe let's look around more in the area, because we're talking about the area of living of people, of properties, which is in Chiang Mai. We in the Chiang community, in the lecture we talk about 80s. I mean the 80s period that people are start to make their own property and then living properties, you know, and those property they are also bring their locks and key, and then living with that lock and keys. So luckily I living at Jet Yacht as well, so I'm fine. Some of the architecture, some of the area, some of the content, the context that can show a lock and key properties, you know, something private, something public. So I found the a painting wall, a painting fence wall, you know, like art, street art. Yes, but it's not just only one picture. I think it is wrap up the whole area that I live in, because there's I think 1, 2, 3 street. I mean 3 soil, 3. I mean, you know, but it's
okay, yeah,
that have a painting wall like this. If you imagine like street painting wall, you know, like there will come a bad guy, you know, in the movie Bad Guy, with the spray, with the paint spray on the wall, you know, make their sign, make their thinking, make their that, something like that, right? In the community of living zone, and it's kind of like a private and property of someone else. Yeah, so I represent this as a theme to show you that, okay, that something that, okay, private, you know, but not private, because you can protect someone to get in your properties, but you cannot protect someone to, I don't know how to say it, to protect someone to
paint
yeah,
property.
yeah, something like that.
Statement. Yeah,
Yes.
very, very cool. I can't wait to see it.
you give us very high expectation about your film.
I'm loving the depth of thinking that Tim is sharing. So
yeah. Do you have the name of the film, Tim?
Ah,
It's a secret number one. That's it, right?
sequence number 1 is the name of the film.
Okay.
yeah.
Interesting. Okay, so now I'm open your theme. So let's see how it goes with the sequence number one by Tim. Oh, that's it, Tim. Hello, Tim.
Yes.
Okay, it's pretty nice. I think I would know some feedback from Ajahn Purin because he just saw it for the first time like me, but he never know the whole story that we have talked about this like maybe a couple weeks ago. Maybe Ajahn Green, what do you think about this theme?
I love it. I actually am working on a street art project myself, so I can totally relate and see this world. Even this morning, I was running through this area near Kat Suan Keo, and there's like a
Ah,
graffiti around there as well. And yeah, I love that Tim uses this metaphor of lock and key, and in this case, a wall that protects. You know, it's kind of like a wall is made to divide. Like here is my zone, here's a public, and here is, you know, like this kind of causing this division, kind of like, you know, like Berlin Wall or this American Trump wall type situation. It's like wall is a sign of separation, but then on the artists, I think specifically street artists, take use, like it's almost flipping this sign of oppression or kind of separation as a canvas for creativity, and you can really see it. It's almost like human nature to just draw, to make markings, and this is my territory and this is your territory, you know. So I think it's very, very interesting the way that Tim yeah, so it brings up this notion of physical, you know, physical world versus expression world, you know, like a world of creativity and world of information and energy as opposed to physical. So I really enjoy seeing that level of thinking in your video. So yeah.
yeah, I really like the same topic that Ajahn Puri just mentioned, that how you metaphor from lock and keys to an area and try to relate it to Chiang Mai, which is like we talked about this a couple weeks already, and very nice that you found out that this place. I think this place is very matching to your concept of an idea. And one thing that I think you have to how to say, like, dramatic more about the main concept of the place is, where is it in Chiang Mai, right? We have no idea where is it in Chiang Mai. We just known from your introductions that you live in Jet Yacht and you find a way around the Jet Yacht to explain about lock and key, about like the privacy and public areas, and then you found out that they have a very large continual fencing wall like this, and then I feel like this is so perfect site for you, Tim. Like, why do we have to protect this land? Like, once we own the land is our properties, but the land is our property just in the name of law, right? I own this land just in the name of law. No one knows. So then you have to build up some physical thing, like this is owned by someone by making a wall, making a fencing, and then you cannot protect. Actually, you cannot protect the wall because the wall, once the street art or maybe like is located in the area which is like not being watched. You know what I mean, right? It's out of the place that is public, but it's not the real public because it's dark. It's like it is in the gap of the city like Jet Yacht, which is have many alleys, many soy, many like dark areas. So that's why this public area, it doesn't have the real public characteristic. Like it's pretty private in public, but it's private property in the same time. And I think this topic is raised many contemporary study in our class, like what is the real public and what is the real private, and why do we have to protect our properties intangibly like in this land. And I think if you go deeper, if you know the location of this in Chiang Mai, why this area in Chiang Mai become like this, and also like the message through the street art, I think they have some message which is like the street art is telling the real story about the people, right? So I think the story in the street art, like even they are the tagline, even they are just graffiti itself, but some message like why do we that why they have to draw like the people like the school, and what is the name of this tagline? I think you will come deeper. Like okay, they have some community in this city, and what's the message that they want to negotiate with the city? I think street art telling the story, the true story of the city somehow. If we're living well, they would be like they would not have be like the moral the street art would not be in the city because we're living all well. But street art try to negotiate something. I think they're giving us some message to the real story. Yeah, nice job, Tim. Nice job.
Very, very, very good. I
Thank
really
you.
enjoyed it. So I can also see the connection between this and Tim's project from last semester as well, with the kind of like the green park area with the the kilns, the way that you design that,
Yeah.
kind of blurring the line between public and private area. So I really enjoyed that.
Yes, keep it that way, Tim. Okay. um, let's move on to other members, like another one who want to present your themes. Maybe Tim. Who do you want to watch his film next? Tim, you just name the
Uh,
name.
uh, who else that they already upload?
No one, just you.
Uh,
Upload it to my drive, but I think they're
uh,
ready in your own drive, right?
so we
Again.
so we sit, boss.
Okay, boss. Tim mentioned you. It's now your turn. Boss, hello.
I was trying to post in a drive, but
Hmm.
somehow it got stuck. So can I just play right away
Yeah, yeah,
from
yeah, yeah.
the drive? Yeah,
You can share your own screen, but don't forget to upload it to the drive.
I'll try to figure that way out later.
Yeah. So I stop my share.
All right.
Before you open it, you have
Uh,
to introduce your own themes.
Introduction.
Yeah, like just a small message before
All right.
the audience watch your film. Like it's more like the
So
film festival now.
I actually make the introduction itself in the film, but I mean I can talk. Right? Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
So I start with the Thai pop song, which normally they were talking about the love, like the culture of love in Thailand. And I think what pop song does it reflect the social norms of people in the society. And I was uh, trying to link uh, what connection between the song, the people, and the cities, and how did it change in like past 50 years or something like that. Yeah,
Okay.
that probably the intro. Yeah.
Yeah, the introductions. It's kind of like the content of the film. But I think
Yeah.
you discover more, I think. Okay, so now it's your time to
Right.
share your works.
Let me know if you can't hear the sound or you can't see the picture. All right.
Now you starting share the screen. And yeah, I can see your iPad.
All right.
Okay. And the name of the theme is Urban.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is there a sound?
Yeah, yeah.
หยุดมันไม่ไหวตั้งแต่แรกเจอโอ้น่าทุกครั้งแค่ได้เห็นแววตาของเธอ Oh baby Oh baby แค่เพียงต้องการให้เธอได้รู้เริ่มมาก็แสนนานครั้งที่เราได้เจอก็มีแต่วันที่สวยงามเมื่อมีเธออยู่ในหัวใจไม่เคยให้ใครรู้รักที่มีให้ค่าของความรักสูงส่งยิ่งมากเนื้อเงินตราทุกสกุลคนที่มีเกียรติแต่ไร้ความรักเกื้อหนุนจิตใจก็ไม่ละมุนเหมือนคนมีรักเป็นอาภรณ์ความหวานในโลกนี้ได้ลงทันทีเมื่อใจมีรักอยู่ก่อนสาวและหนุ่มทุกรุ่นเฝ้าครุ่นอาวรณ์ ในดวงตาเธอมองมาแสนเยิ้มช่ำดวงตาโตคมดำส่องประกายมองตาเธอเหมือนจะเผยยิ้มให้แต่ยังกลัวใจมิกล้าที่จะทักทายตามองตาสบตาชักพาสั่นได้แต่จ้องมองกันแล้วพาให้สะเทือนอายเธอคอยใครเฝ้ามองหามาตั้งแต่บ่ายน่ากลัวรอชายนัดเจอกันไปที่ใด หนึ่งในดวงใจคือเธอรักเธออยู่แหวกใจดูยังได้แหวกใจดูก็จะพบรักยิ่งใหญ่เก็บซ่อนไว้ในภายในเก็บมานานไม่เคยหวานซ้ำยังคืนสู่จำกำกลืนแต่ร้อนใจหากมีเธอร่วมเคียงหมอนนุ่งนอนใกล้เศร้าก็หายในทันใดชีวิตเรามีแต่เงากอดนอนเปลี่ยวเปล่าเหงาร้อนทนทุกข์ทอดทอนอ่อนไหวเฝ้าเพ้อและฝันคอยสวรรค์ยิ่งฝันยิ่งเศร้าเขาไม่เข้าใจ เรามารื่นรมสมปองโลกของเราโลกของเราเรามารื่นรมสมปองโลกของเราโลกของเราโลกหมุนไม่เว้นเราก็โลด ส่สิ้นดีโลกเรานี้มีสุขไม่เบามีดนตรีคลอเคล้าแสนยั่วเย้ายี่ยวนเริงร่าทิ้งความทุกข์ดีกว่าอย่าได้เอามาโผพันชีวิตต่างเรื่องบันเทิงหรือดีไม่มีทุกข์ไม่มีโศกโลกเราเพลิดเพลินหรือไทยทุกนาทีรักแบบใหม่โฉบเฉียวเปรี้ยวและหวาน รักแบบใหม่ใจถึงจึงสุขสันต์รักแบบ
I'd like a plain omelet, no potatoes, tomatoes instead, a cup of coffee, and wheat toast.
รักแบบใหม่แนบชิดสนิทสนมรักแบบเก่าใจยิ่งรักจริงแท้รักแบบใหม่แน่วแน่และจริงเก็บท้องฟ้าเบื้องบนไว้ให้เป็นเหมือนเก่าเก็บภูเขาเรียงรายไว้ให้จดฟ้าครามเก็บหมอกงามยามเช้าจังจางจังทิวเขางามให้ยิ่งงามเมื่อแดดส่องไปเก็บแม่น้ำลำธารไว้ให้คอยขานกับกูกำชับเป็นเพลงไว้คอยกล่อมพืชไพร
Thank
Hey, that's it.
Okay. Whoa,
Alright.
you took a lot of footage, like you went around the city for sure. And then I really like how you just collage it and mix it together. Okay, let's hear from Ajahn Purin, because Ajahn Purin never heard about his project before, because
Right.
he's run out of the time, right? And Ajahn Purin had to went to another class, or he never know the topic that you chose
Yeah.
from the previous assignment.
Yeah.
Okay.
What was
Ajahn
your
Purin, how was it, Cup?
what was your object last time you presented?
Last time.
Yeah, because I remember the pencil, the Stettler pencil, and I remember,
mine is a song. Mine is a Thai song. Yeah, Thai love song.
got it. Yeah, I am so impressed by how many footages of films you were able to gather, and how perfect they are to illustrate your.
Thanks.
So I love how you were cutting current scenes of Chiang Mai mixed with all the images or all the things that you were able to find through I don't know, maybe on the internet. I don't know. It's just like all the movies. So it's like I'm just like, wow, how much time have you spent tracking down these scenes? Because it's really incredibly well researched. And I think my point of feedback would be really well, like it's really deep and it's really well thought out. I would say one way I would improve it would be to kind of focus on completing the storytelling, because it feels like your movie ends a little bit abruptly. So there's no notion of plot. Maybe you didn't finish it yet, kind of type thing. Because I want a little summarization, or I want a little conclusion to this, so that I can feel like I just finished the film, kind of thing. And then the other part would be right now I think you use like a camera phone or something, and then I think you're walking with you were able to take the footages from your motorcycle and you walking, like the last scene was like walking into Gatsby, right? And it's interesting, but it's a little shaky, maybe, because because I for me, I'm visualizing if you were to do it with higher craft, you might use like a DSLR to go out and take these footages, and just kind of like think of like a really amazing cinematography. It really elevate your point. It's almost like become a documentary film of this, right? So I think the way you choose how you film it is also going to be very important as well. Like I think right now, between that and the text that you put in to into the film, kind of it that I love how well thought out the movie is, but it kind of like it feels like it's still in the draft form because of the technicalities of like presentation of it. So yeah, that would be my point of feedback.
Yeah, I really think so, but one thing that I don't agree with Ajahn Purin is I really like how shaking. I really like how shaking.
Private Ryan. Private Ryan, like shaking.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I think this is raw, and I feel like this is so low quality, which is like I think that's great, because you try to deliver the real thing, and also like when you go to the public for real, and you go with the camera, right? You being watched. You just tell everyone like, you are being watched, so that's why you're scared.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it captures a very specific kind of footages, right? Like it captures like a very
destroy or like disturb the privacy.
You see a lot of feet, you see a lot of legs, you see a lot of floor. So I'm not saying that it's bad. I think it's just if this was to be screened at a particular film festival, they'd be like, oh, we're watching a lot of shaky kind of like very raw footage, which is great. And then another film would come by and be like, beautifully shot. The cinematography is just like to the point, like very Hollywood quality. And I'm just offering another perspective. I would say it can be filmed in another way in which it would elevate the value of your piece and less raw. So it's a trade-off. So I think something.
Yeah. And I think boss try to lead the audience to the viewer. We will understand the concept by collage with the footage of the films. I think that is very brilliant because it's very hard to find like the love context around 60 or 70 or 80s, which is they're not now anymore. So you try to collage with the footage of the films. I think that's brilliant. But I think the limit of the time, the limit of the technique that you know about cutting films or anything. So that's why it is so raw, and it's more like as I just said, that it's more like the first draft of the films. I think if you can develop more the sharp of the storyline, the sharp of the technique that you want to deliver to your content to the audience will be stronger than this. But one thing that I would like to ask you, I can hear it. You start from the song, right? But you didn't play the song from 90s to now. If you can show us one song from the 90s to now, which is the representative of the love during this era, which song that you will show? You will choose.
I mean, I would say that I didn't have enough time to explore more on the 90s to now, because I was trying to wrap up like how is the past connect to now and things like that. Yeah, but I didn't have time to do so. But if you say I have to choose one song, I feel like it's really alternative right now. I mean, can't really choose one. Yeah.
But you already chose that from the previous assignment. จะบอกเธอว่ารัก by the Parkinson, right? The one that you chose for the body that you will study more. And I really like how you the structure, like the mastermind behind your themes, like you showed the song that's representative of any eras, and then you visualize by go to the place that you think that they are flirting in the public, right? And then you footage with some footage of the themes. I think the mixture of any period is pretty nice, but you have the strong technique that you want to deliver. So once we jump to another period, like okay, you change the topic, and then you use another technique, and then disrupt, and then disturb the storyline on yourself. You know what I mean, right? And but I really like the 70s to 80 that you chose. You showed the right song, which is like so kind of right disco influence to the song, but still tight song. And then you visualize as we are in the Cold War. We have like the first university in the Chiang Mai called CMU, and then they have some kind of diners, like American style diner, which is called Ford. I think this is so strong punchline for you, like that. You see, this is effect from the globalization, and then the song and the club, which is like I think this is nice too. This is so strong life. But for the 90s and 60s, I think it's pretty weird to metaphor that love has some hierarchy, and then you show some market and Pink River based on the cultural event, and I cannot see how they interact in the real life. But you try to explain through the transportation hub in bus stop, in the bus stations or something. I think this is kind of nice, but I think the song is not deliver the same topic well, in my opinion. But the last part in 90s, I think it is nice that you represent this era by the communication, two-way communications. And then once I saw the box mail, like the box mail and the plumbing telephone. I laughed so hard because like I think this is old now,
Yeah.
and then you just took a footage from iPhone, which is you took it from Apple Store. Weird. You're weird though. Like why don't you just take a footage from your own phone, but you took a footage from the store, which is like I think this is so funny footage for me. And then what's next? That you lead me to like okay, well, what you gonna imply to? And then you went to Gaston, you went to many public area which just have the flooding couples around the places. And I think this is kind of nice that you use the technique that you just put your own camera and you just put it and just swap it because like you scared that people will see it. And I think the love become like the visual, the physical mixed together. Like we know each other by social media. We met each other from Tinder before, and then that's why in the real life we have individual love, and which is like variety kind of love. And then if you can footage some like LGBTQ relation, if you go back to the first topic that you just read, that when 60 that human and male they that love in the private love is kind of like untold story, but you use the word illegal. I don't think it's illegal, but I think it's untold story. And then you give the value of the woman more than just a man, and then we have to pay money for giving her um, a marriage or something. And if you just back to late 90 to right now, the love was changed and the place was changed and the concept of love of change, and it's kind of like the full story, and you will like okay, this is my drop to you, like okay, we come far from 60 to now, that the love was changed, the definition of love, the definition of place, and the song. I think the song would be the key, right? And you didn't put the song on it to the 90s. I think that is the disappointed point of me of you, which is like looking forward to see like which song. Yeah.
You
All right.
can still finish the film and then show it to us again, just the last part.
Yeah. I think so.
For
I
sure.
think so. If you have time, just put it and make it complete. I think that would be great. Yeah. Okay.
Cool.
Boss, thank you. It's really nice work. Like you have just a week.
Really amazing work. I'm super impressed by the research that you did.
Okay. Moving on, we have Boss. Oh, Boss, you have to mention the name, right? Which film that you want to watch, from Real or Mark?
I already watched Real One, so I'll go for Mark. Yeah.
Okay, you watched Real one already.
Yeah.
Mark up.
อาจารย์ครับฮัลโหล
Hello, Mark.
อาจารย์ครับผมยังยุ่งกับงานศพอยู่อะครับช่วงนี้
So do you have any works, any footage, any thing to show it up?
ผมยังไม่มีเวลาเลยครับผมขอโทษด้วยได้ไหมครับ
Oh, you don't have to apologize to me. It's all evaluation as a score. So if you don't have any jobs to deliver, you would have a score, Mark. But anyway, I know maybe you in the hard time in your life, like in the funeral or something. That's fine, Mark. So you have to submit it before we back to the class as a normal. I mean, like before next week. Can you send that? Okay, but you cannot like get the fully evaluation. Like this evaluation is 25%. So that's mean like you're sending that late, and yeah, you will get the consequence. But that's fine, Mark. Do you have any things to talk with us? Since you have no work, you have something want to discuss, like oh, I footage something. This is my develop process. Do you want to speak up something, or you want to discuss with me and Ajahn
No.
Okay. So your topic is the illegal stuff like whipping, right? The whipping stuff. And you chose Niman Hemin Soy 5 to be the place that you will record the street film, which is I think this is nice that you chose that Niman Hemin area, which is like kind of like business district in the daily, but now like they have like two versions of demand him in the daytime and the nighttime, and sci-fi represent well about like the daytime and the nighttime was transformed to. Have you took some footage like you went to demand him in sci-fi already?
No.
Oh, okay, not yet. Please go, and I think you will get some idea and focus on the class as well, Mark. We're looking forward to see your works. Like you raise interesting idea to make a film. Okay. Okay, Mark, you have no works to present. So then we move to the last members of our class. Ryu, hello, Ryu.
Yes,
Mr.
hello.
Stiller, Mr. Stiller,
Hello.
hello. Have you completed your film already? Right?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
when I look at the product they what that parts to team and boys have, they kind of have more, a lot more editing than me.
Oh no! Don't judge. We not judge you. Like it depends on your
No,
topic, right?
uh, because I'm kind of sidetrack a little bit because I mean when I see it, all those two, the previous two have the relation to their previous, their first presentation about their product, but I mostly go with the landmark of Cold War.
I think that's the same story because like in the terms of the product design, right? It's about the logo and the graphic typography thing, and then it's come to the word of architectures. Like it can transform to something that representative of something. A landmark is like the representative of some idea as well. I think you have the connections, but if you don't think so, I think you have to think again.
Maybe.
And maybe you introduce some of your themes, like we can understand what is story.
Yes,
Okay.
I already share my screen.
Mm-hmm. But before you play it, you have to introduce your themes, right? Because I think Ajahn Purin just saw your previous assignment, but don't know what is the story look like. You have to introduce something.
Um, so as I mentioned, as I mentioned, before, uh, my film is about the representation of a bit. Belonging or the topography. You can say that the surrounding that
Yeah.
belong in the Cold War era
Mhm.
in Chiang Mai. So at first, I have an idea of doing. I took a footage in market uh, and try to count the number of the coffee shop that I walk in around the corner in. I forgot the district name again.
San Pakoy, right? It could be San Pakoy.
Because the funny thing is, we I walk around. I don't know how many kilometers, but we can throw a rock or a stone there, and it will hit every. In any coffee shop there. So I think it. At first, I think of. I want to take on this. As the topic of like the products placement, the product sale. But when I see the train station, my mind just completely changed into another thing because I kind of really like this page a lot. So so I take that as a topic of my film. Shall I play now?
Yeah. So what is the name of the themes? The testry, right? Testry.
Yes.
That's great. I think this is raw theme already. Okay, now it's your turn. Play the theme. Let's roll.
Yes.
Do you share your computer sounds? I couldn't hear some sound.
Oh, it's like this. It's like this.
Oh, okay.
Yes, that is.
Okay, the movie have no sounds, right?
It have sound. I actually add a what to say a static, a very subtle static noise.
Okay, okay. I think I could hear it, but I don't know if accidentally hear it. But anyway, well, oh, real. You are so real, and I think you have your own perspective, and it's like don't scare too different. I think you have your own style. And it's so many interesting topic. But let Ajahn Purin start first. How was it, Ajahn Purin?
Remind me, so you were doing research on the Stedtler brand
Yes,
earlier, right?
yes.
The pencil and everything, and so I think that's one of your lenses. And give me a little bit more. What was your place, or I forgot. Yeah, Stedtler
Sorry. It's really-
representation of Cold War landmark in Chiang Mai. So maybe the train station, right?
Yes.
Right. So and I'm trying to kind of connect a lot of things that you were seeing in the maybe the warehouse, or the kind of like the bulk of your film was a lot of just like scenes from walls and things like that. So yeah, it's interesting. I would say, if I was to comment on what you have right now, I think like it's very raw footage right now, right? Like it seems like um, you're you're showing a lot of what you see, maybe a little bit of a story, or a little bit of sound, a little bit of text, like the way that Boss kind of narrated through his film with the text. It kind of like helped me understand to string things together a little bit.
Yes.
Like right now, it feels very open for interpretation, and I think I need a little bit of like guide to tell me, like show me what your thinking is, show me what your thesis is, so that I can follow along. I think that's
Yes.
maybe my feedback.
I think actually I mean I want it to be like that, because I think I add any sense into it, it will ruin the scenery. Is what I feel. So I don't want to add anything. I want to keep it as like a found footage.
Yeah. I think if found footages, I think I'm trying to think if this is like an indie film made of found footages, right? Like what would be the thing that I would consider using as a device to kind of help with the storytelling? Would it be the audio, or would it be a little bit description text at the beginning, or would it be so I think maybe context is maybe like what would help me a little bit to kind of follow along right now. So I think that's how I would help, if I was to kind of make this project one step above where it is right now, it would probably be some give me some context, or give me a little bit more, so that I'm roped into your thinking.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think the same with Ajahn Purin for sure. Like I'm on the same page with Ajahn Purin for sure. I think you collect the very beautiful footage. In my opinion, like you have very sharp eye. Any footage that you just took, I think you raised so many interesting idea. Like you went to the train station and you found out that they have a graffiti street art, and then when you zoom in to the graffiti art equality, and then you zoom out, we see like inequality in that. I think you have a thought about it for sure, and I think the footage from each cut It's very nice. But the problem is the storyline. I think you collage and you collect very beautiful footage, but you didn't build up the storyline. So people who watch it never have no idea about what the direction that the director would lead us to. I think you have to direct the storyline to make the viewer understand what is the concept or what is the content that you want to represent. I think you chose the just one location. I don't think so. I think you have to understand ถนนเจริญเมือง I think ถนนเจริญเมือง is pretty influenced from the 70s and not just only train stations. I think the facade of the building, the lifestyle of the building, that they mix with the shop house and then the market around there. They have second-hand shop, which is like they logistic from the Vietnam War for sure, and then they have many element of the street which is related to the representation of the Cold War. I think this is nice, but one thing that you chose uh, translation and you many into the warehouse area. I think that could have some topic or some meaning to your mind. Why you chose the warehouse more than just take a photo from the beautiful building in front. Just tell me.
Uh, I want to I think it may have some storage from, I mean, it look very ancient. I think
Mm.
it may have some right storage from the Chinese that come during, I mean, the Cold War,
Um, I I
something
I
like that.
think
I mean,
yeah.
not Chinese actually, not China. I
Mhm.
mean, not actually China, but uh, the railroad used as a main, what to say, like uh, I mean, the main reason there is a market near the
Mhm.
railroad because that place is a very commercial area until uh, until other place like Gard. I mean, until ถนนเชียงใหม่ until Chiang Mai Road start to come. Sorry, uh,
Mhm.
start to build and people start using less and less. So I kind of want to see if there anything any really any leftover from the past that still there, but apparently no.
I think you just go to see train station. I think if you went there again and try to see like some element through the street, like the shop house, the building of the bank. I think
Uh,
bank is very like brutalism, and they make a big gigantic graphically brutalism in this area. I think that is 70s and Cold War era for sure. And I think abandoned place is pretty nice. And you have some footage that very interesting that you went inside the warehouse which was abandoned graffitis and it's overran by something already. And you went to the train station and you took a footage from the walkway to see like the corridors of the platform, the platform. I think that is nice footage, but I don't know what is the topic, what is the story that you
I
want to lead
mean,
us to.
I do understand what you mean.
Hmm. And
uh,
mhm.
I sorry, I actually have a footage for what to say for bank for from what you mentioned. At first, it was in my
Yeah,
idea to add it, but I think I just got lost with the scenery. You can say
yeah. I'm so, probably maybe you was just fascinated with the space and
yes,
the quiet and the train pathway platform or something.
yes,
But one thing that I think this is your work, Will. Don't scare to be yourself. You I think I really like how quiet the film is. I really like how you use the vertical films. I think it's very nice that it come up with the smartphone for sure. Why smartphone doesn't be like the square or any shape. It's built up with the vertical shape, and that's why we collecting film like that. I think this is very new technique for you, and also I really like how quiet, how space that you give to the films. I think 5 minutes of you is longest of 5 minutes compared with the others, but the space and the picture is pretty nice that you just zoom in and zoom out, follow your direction to wandering the spaces. I think that's a very good job. but I don't know what is the direction that you lead us to. You have to give us the directions.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. And one thing,
Understand.
you have filter. You have filters on your themes, right?
Yes, yes.
Which filter? Why you use this kind of filter? It's kind of like
VHS
an old pictures.
VHS tape.
VHX tape.
Like a videotape, like
Yes.
VHS,
Ah, I see.
like a 90s kind of style, 80s, 90s, even earlier.
Ah, oh,
And I add
that's
a
nice.
track and I add a track on the film that usually the that type of video have like a very track sometimes just dampen the screen on purpose, something like that.
Oh, okay, but if you mention about your period about 70s, I think that time they don't have a color television.
I know.
You should turn out to make a black and white films. That could be great. Maybe if you're just thinking of the technique, maybe it turned out to be grayscale or black and white or something like, I don't know. That could be great that we can see like the relation between the graphic on the city,
Yes.
the typography on the commercial things, on the facade and element of the building. I think that is the key. Look at your assignment. I think you very mentioned very strong content on the previous assignment that you see somehow of the transformation of logo before Cold War and after Cold War. That is a strong point. And what effect to the city like Chiang Mai? I think you get what I mean, but
Yeah.
you didn't deliver on your film. I think you can complete it. Yeah. Like boss have to complete another part of the film about 90s, and also you have to curate, as Ajahn Puri just said, like you have to
Yes.
curate to make us understand the direction of the film goes.
Hmm.
That could be great. That could be great.
I think
Really?
another addition to this for all students is I'm curious to see if you have a script or a storyboard for your creation. Like I wonder if Boss, for example, if he or like, okay, I have to get the footage of that and match it with that. Like I'd like to see that sketch, like almost like the process.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I wonder that would be helpful to kind of see as well, like what you're trying to capture. Yeah.
I mentioned that Ajahn Puri, but they never showed up. Have you done it? Have you guys done it about sketching some storyboard?
I got some. Yes.
That's great. That's great. That's why I think you have the structure, right? You sketch some. That's why your film have structure. But I think Will didn't make it. Maybe I don't know. So that's why the structure.
I make a story of like I try to rearrange from the page where there's people and to the rest of people, and the graffiti that come to the last scene. I think it kind of dignify the end of Cold War. So
Uh-huh.
Got it.
And I really like that you chose the convenience store, which is not 7-Eleven, but it's like local convenience store,
yes,
local retail shop or something. That is really nice, and you just come that fast, and then you just get out without any figures of something. If you just went to that shop and you just see like how they put it on, how they curate the space, I think that is becoming of the contemporary style, because lifestyle. We have some local products just sell in the convenience store, which is a concept from the American influence for sure in Cold War, that we effect from the Vietnam War for sure, that Chiang Mai, or no, Thailand becoming like the land that military come to raise and
yes,
travel. I think tuk tuk is something that contemporary and is come up with the era as well. Real tuk.
now that you mentioned it, yeah,
Yeah, but I think I think don't just go to เจริญเมือง just only see train station. You have to see the contents, the context of that city. But like in that period, they have many contemporary stuff there.
I mean, I went to a lot of places. I even went to a boxing ring, but it closed.
That could be
But
great.
but still, I think the reason I choose my footage mostly, I think because of like I mostly lost in that place. I think I like that place.
But anyway, like if you want to
Yes.
recreate it, you have time until this Friday, and then once four of you upload that, I think upload it on the drive. I want four of you watch your another films and then give me a score. So this is kind of like the whole class evaluations, and I want to collect all of your score that you just give it, evaluate your friends as well. So please upload it to the drive, and Ajahn Phu and Ajahn Purin can see it in off time as well. Don't forget to upload it. And after this class, we will move to the second half of this class, and then the mastermind of the class was changed from me to Ajahn Purin. I think Ajahn Purin have something to talk to you, maybe like just snippets of your idea about the class, the second half.
Do I want to talk about it now?
No, just a little bit, like be
Yeah.
on time, you guys. Just be on time. Like once with me, like they never on time, like about like 20 minutes late every time. You
Well,
have to be on time, guys.
I have a policy where if the class starts at 9, the Berkeley time, so I used to teach at UC Berkeley, we always start at 9:10. So we're given 10 minutes to kind of linger around or walk between classes and things like that. But the class will start sharp at 9:10 with or without you. So if you don't show up, then you're just going to miss the first part of the class or whatever, so that's just my style. But aside from that, I would say mainly what I'll be talking a lot more about, what I'll be giving you the perspective of is, yes, contemporary Thai arts, design, architecture, but also through the lens of design thinking, through the lens of how sort of where I went to school, which is CMU, Carnegie Mellon University. We have this thing called human-centered design. It's a very big sort of, kind of movement in the US. A lot of innovative products are born out of that kind of culture of design, innovation, human-centered design. So I come from a background of software, interaction design, a lot of interactive art. So that would be my lens as well. And this whole design thinking, which I'll, make sure that it will be the forefront of the process that we'll be learning and solving our problems. So all the projects that you will be experiencing, that you'll be doing with me will have that lens of design thinking, problem solving through words and visuals, and within that is research, synthesis, which is taking whatever research data points that you get out in the real world, and then you turn that into some insights, which will turn into ideas, which you turn into prototypes, and also you also learn a little bit about storytelling as well. So kind of that would be my lens, and again, it would be I would say I'm seeing a lot of passion coming through already, so I'm very excited about that. And but aside from that, it's going to be a slightly different mode from Ajahn Phu.
That would be great. I think that would be great. I think.
Yeah. So just a slightly different perspective, but it would be very fun for sure. And I think you get as much as you put into the class. If you put in a lot of effort, and then you won't regret it. I think.
Yes.
But then at the same time, I also understand you're in your third year, and I'm trying to relate back to when I was a third year in college. You know, all I cared about was like, you know, what am I going to eat? You know, all the romantic stuff, all the kind of like what grades I'm going to get, what job I'm going to get after school. So I there's a lot going on in your world right now. I totally understand. You know, I think what these things, you just, if you're there to receive it, you get it, and if you're not there to not receive it, you know, it's just not meant to be. So that's my perspective.
Yeah, 100% agree with you, Ajahn and I'm looking forward to see your works on the second half of our class as well. And I will join you guys occasionally, like maybe some event or some assignment or some presentation. I would like to see the developing, the how you develop yourself through the class, and it will be fun. And I'm looking forward to see your works, and also like thank you all of you to be like a good kid for me, and then don't forget to upload this film through the drive.
Do you know if we will be allowed to meet in person?
Next year, next month, on the 1st of February, we are allowed to get in the class physically.
Okay.
So we don't have to do Zoom online anymore.
Okay.
After this month.
Sounds good. Because I would love to meet outside of the classroom at some point as well. I think I'd like to hear more about the students' lives.
That could be great, but
not just about me either. It's not just about contemporary Thai arts and architecture. It's also about what you really care about, and I want to see that in person. So cool.
Okay.
All right. Well, I have to run, but
okay.
Thank you for inviting me to this. This is great. It's really great to see the films and the level of the depth of thinking. It's very wonderful. It's very refreshing.
Oh, thank you. Thank to all students as well. You did a great job.
Thank you, Ajahn.
Okay.
Thank you.
Both of you as well. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. See you guys.
All right. See you.
Bye.
Bye. See you.
Bye now. Good day. Good day.
Thank you.